Hello, and welcome to our presentation. We hope you enjoyed that quick teaser video. Today we are going to be talking about Pharmacist Plus, helping pharmacists help you. The motivation for this project began after learning that Ontario pharmacists will soon be able to diagnose and prescribe for minor ailments at their pharmacies, drastically increasing their workload. However, they already have to deal with the several competing forces that affect their ability to practice what they're best at, pharmaceutical work. We did our research through interviews to accurately characterize the problem and found many friction points. However, we wanted to focus on one that has the most impact on both pharmacists and patients, so we wanted to create a solution that reduces the stress stemming from interactions with customers.
So, knowing the issue we wanted to tackle, we laid out our battle plan. We started off by researching pharmacy operations and customer behaviors to be able to start brainstorming viable solutions. And then we moved into prototyping based on our research, and after many iterations, we finally settled on a high-fidelity prototype and began user testing. So why the kiosk? From our research and prototyping, we found that pharmacists waste a lot of time dealing with tasks that can be automated. For example, collecting prescription slips or checking patients out. Conversely, patients spend a lot of time, sometimes up to 15 minutes, either waiting just to see a pharmacist when all they needed to do was hand them a prescription slip. We brainstormed many ideas, including a buzzer system and a queue system, but ultimately we decided that a kiosk would be best as it would be able to accommodate all the benefits seen in the other potential solutions. And also the implementation of kiosks at pharmacies would be extremely beneficial now more than ever. Kiosks would not only help pharmacists lessen their stress at work while they remain at the front lines of the pandemic battle, but a kiosk will also reduce face-to-face interactions and long lines, both of which will help with social distancing.
So what does our kiosk system do? Our kiosk system is used by patients, but serves both patients and pharmacists. For pharmacists, it saves them time by automating many of the time-consuming interactions that would add up during day-to-day operations. Likewise, for patients, checking in will be done under a minute, and once complete, they will receive more accurate and detailed instructions of when their medication is ready, as well as information regarding the previous, current, and future prescriptions. User experiments were a critical opportunity for us to verify that our system fulfills the many design requirements we set. Fortunately, most users said our interfaces was incredibly intuitive, straightforward, and easy to use. There were also still comments that allowed us to refine our prototypes even more. Specifically, some users found privacy to be an issue, which is why we altered our kiosk blueprint with borrowed elements from an ATM to give patients more privacy when checking in. In addition, patients had the option to be notified by phone or email after checking in. However, we didn't want to alienate older audiences and those less comfortable with technology. So we included a ticket feature as well that prints a slip with all instructions after a patient checks in. We also added additional features such as the option to translate the page to another language, being prompted to do more than one request, as well as other design improvements you will see next.
So now let's do a quick demo. I'm going to be a patient who wants to refill an existing prescription for penicillin. Typically, I would have to wait in line, hand the pharmacist a slip or medication, do an ID check, and wait to see if he has my medication in stock. But now, our kiosk will do that all in one go. So I'll touch to start. I'll go on refill prescription. I'll scan my ID. I'll make sure that all my information is correct and press yes. And then here you can see a list of all my existing prescriptions as well. But since I want to do penicillin, I'll click here. It'll have the details and I'll press OK. And in case I want to refill another prescription, I would click this. But since I'm done, I'll continue to checkout. I'll pay with card, payment screen below, and then I'm done. And then I'll probably be prompted to fulfill another request. So let's say if I wanted to book an appointment with a pharmacist, I'll click on yes. But since I'm done, I'll click no. And then now I'm finally done. The ticket printed at the top will print out more details, and then I'll press finish and return to start screen for the next patient. And so what does this all mean? Our initial goal was to address some of the friction points that exist in current pharmacy and patient interactions. And through intensive formative studies and research, we developed a stronger understanding of how pharmacists and patients behave. Equipped with this knowledge, we ironed out a list of design requirements and began to prototype, using our user experiments to constantly iterate over and improve our design. Our final solution not only succeeds in performing all the system deliverables we initially set out, but is even more relevant now as we try to minimize human interactions in order to combat COVID-19. So we hope you enjoyed our presentation. We want to thank our professors Kai and Fanny for giving us such an amazing project to work on, as well as our TA Elaine for all the help she has given us. Thank you so much for your time and stay safe.